Yo guys, welcome. Guess what? We're doing another tier list. You are welcome. I was gonna do more last patch, but I ended up with no time to do them, and yeah, I forgot about it. No, not gonna do it now. It's too late. Are about to turn to the next patch anyway, so yeah. But at least we get a full one now, so no complaints. Thanks. I'm gonna start with the tanks. Then I'm gonna go to the supports, then the damage, and then the flanks. Um, let's just jump right in. Starting with the Nara, she's an S tier tank. Best tank in the game if you ask me. She has insane value throughout, like from the start of the game until the end of the game. But at the start, I mean, she's just impossible to kill. If you have somewhat a good healer, you're not gonna die. Let's pull in Nyx to A tier. I think Nyx, if there wasn't a Nara, I would put Nyx to S tier as well. But with Inara, you have Inara a little bit better, so Nyx just doesn't have the same amount of survivability that Inara has. She does more damage, but Inara is just overall more value. We're gonna grab in Fernando. We're going point tanks first here, by the way, if you couldn't tell. So Fernando, he's worse than Nyx, worse than Inara, but he's the third best one out of these point tanks. I'm gonna just put in these two as well. So Termi, who I'm doing a challenge on, I consider him to be worse than both Barrick and Nando. People like often change opinions, like, oh, it's like this, but I mean, for me, Nando is better than Barrick and has been for a while. It's just the ulti that's the biggest difference maker here. Khan, he's an A tier off tank. The thing what makes Khan so much better than all other off tanks, well, not all other tanks, but what makes him set apart is that it's a hit scan. You have Asan, who's in the same tier, but he's a hit scan. And on controller, man, this guy hurts. He kills you so quickly. You'd think he's a DPS. And I absolutely I despise playing against him, against a controller player. On PC, it seems fair, but on controller, it seems unfair. So Khan often gets banned, and it's very understandable. And he has some very good maps like Frog Isle and with Jaguar. He has so many good maps as well. It's kind of unfair, honestly. Ruckus is B tier. I think I put him C tier last tier list because I was not figuring out how to win with him. But he's better. He feels better, and I feel like I'm doing fine. He got lots of counters, but if you can pick him sort of late, he has potential, man. And I'll enjoy playing him again. So yeah, he's good. Makoa goes to B tier. A little bit worse than Khan and Asen. Asen just have more mobility and vertical damage output every single game. While with Makoa, you're gonna be in. You do a mistake, you're dead. Aston feels very forgiving. Same with Khan to that extent. So, yeah, Makoa was to be tier. Still pretty good. So this guy, what do you guys think I should put this guy? I'm gonna put him to B. He's very very good and very annoying to play against. Freaking Atlas, man. I wouldn't put him down to D tier sometimes and sometimes to C tier, but he's a very very strong off tank and it makes a big difference in many maps. And you split the map in half and you get a reset and then you do it again and it's just impossible to play against. And that's one of the tanks that are like Terminus to some extent, but way better at what it does with this shield that doesn't break. Honestly, they should add a HP to that shield and just make it 10k or something ridiculous. But it's way too strong. Ashe, she's a C tier, worse than all of these three, but the problem is that there's no reason to pick her now because you have 5 off tanks that are way better. In my head, at least, way better. I want to pick her for fun, but that's the only reason. I wish there was more reasoning to pick her, but right now it's really not. So Terminus goes to D tier. It could be E tier as well, but D tier is good. I'm gonna drag in Torvald. Rom. And freaking Yaggorat, man. They're all D tier. The thing is with these tanks, they're not bad. None of them are bad at all. But, well, Terminus. Terminus is actually very good. I love to play him. We're doing a Terminus challenge, by the way. Getting to GM with only playing Terminus. On my Twitch and on my YouTube. So check that out, boys. It's very fun. Yeah, I don't want to put this higher. Because the thing is, both Yaggorat and Rom, they have insane matchups. If you have a game where those are free, they could easily be B tier here. I wouldn't say A tier, but B tier. Same with Torvald. if you have a perfect player to pocket, like an insane gamer, that will actually take big advantage of getting shielded and you play very well with that person, he can be higher tier. But I'm doing this tier list based off ranked gameplay only, and that's where I play now. I don't play in tournaments or anything, so yeah. Torval goes here. Things can change though, obviously. So that's the tanks. Going over to the supports. Furia. So check this out. Furia, S tier. Grover, S tier. These are the two best supports in the game. There's no argument. And then you have Lilith to A tier. I think Lilith is very, very good. She's a little bit even underestimated. Her healing numbers are ridiculous. As a point tank player, like I am, I love having her. If I can't have Lilith or Furia, like Grover is fine, but like Grover heals everybody. Well, Lilith definitely heals more than one player, but having the circle on the point, man, it's just, you feel unkillable. So it's very, very strong. I'm just gonna drag into the pocket healers, Janos and Corvus. They work really well with flanks. So when you play flanks and you're getting healed across the map, it makes a big difference. Whilst these three, to some extent, struggle with that. Furia can heal across the map, but if there's a wall, no heals. And you need to play around it, and you need to tell your Furia you're peeking, or like just make it possible for you to get a heal, you know? That's it. Dumba. So Dumba is a better like support for a tank. But, you know, Dumba kind of sucks. But it still goes to B tier. I'll just pull in everyone that goes to D tier. So I think Io is just as good as Dumba right now because they buffed her quite a lot. So it's B tier. They could be down to C tier, both of them. But I feel like B tier because they actually work. But it's just hard, man. When you have these three, it's like a step down no matter what. And yeah, just not as much value. Ying goes to C tier. I think Grok probably goes to B tier as well. The thing is, this is Maelstrom, this is Totemic Ward, you can flex in between. And Ying can also be a damage champion to some extent. You see some good players play top tier Ying damage, but it's rare and it's not as consistent as many other things. Ray. So Ray is a little bit difficult. I see her sometimes do really well, but as a healer, like a single support, I often see people struggle. She goes to D tier. I don't think she's as good as Ying and as flexible as Ying, so it's kind of feel fine putting her here. So Pip, as a flanker, I would say C tier maybe. He's not very good, but as a healer, he goes to B tier as well with these guys. B tier is gonna be stacked with healers. I think like this is a healthy level of healers though, but like you can pick any of these basically when you don't get these three. So Pip as combat medic is actually not that bad. It's pretty damn strong. It doesn't do crazy amounts of damage, but the healing and the ulti makes it like so you get it to B tier kind of easily here. I feel like the healing numbers could be almost as high as Lilith's, but it's a way harder champion, so it doesn't really get much higher than that. The last one, Ceres. She's not bad, but like you can pick her in certain situations when you don't have anything and people have an insane amount of flanks. I could put her to D tier, but I feel like E tier is just very, very... I don't know, you don't get much damage. The CCs are nice, but she has potential, but I've yet to see one at my elo that's a good Ceres player, so someday she'll go up, and I just know it. Maybe we do Ceres to GM at some point, and we'll see. I'll change my mind. We're done with the support. Let's move on to the damage. Here is Tyra. I think this A tier. Mark Tyra. She does a lot of damage, puts fire on the point, keeps marking the flanks, and the flanks are freaking demons this patch and the last patch as well. So the marks and the damage, PC or controller, ideally controller, really, really strong. Bomb King, S tier. Bomb King is still the most banned damage champion by far, and there's a reason for it. He has so much potential in any situation, any map pretty much. And there's some maps that he's like must ban, but in general, he's just a very, very strong champion. Goes to S tier, I think it's completely justified. Leon. So I want to bring Leon and Cassie together. You always think of them together, right? In this patch though, I feel like Leon goes to C tier, and you have Cassie on B tier. I think Cassie just has a little bit more mobility, like in general, with the dodge roll talent, if it's possible to get it, unless it's a double shield tank or anything. Because if you play Blast, I would probably say C, but the potential of getting dodge roll and getting some good games going like that is very, 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 very important to consider. Victor is, you know, very basic champion. On PC, I wouldn't put him very high at all. On controller, on the other hand, he's a decent to really good backliner. I'll just put him to B tier straight away. Vivian is a little bit worse than Victor, in my opinion. They play a little bit differently as well. But I think Vivian is fine on C. She's not picked very often. Sati is... I compare these two a lot as well. I think they're a counter to each other. Like, you counter Sati with Vivian a little bit, but Sati has insane damage on PC and on controller, while Vivian is mostly just a controller only champion. So yeah, it's not good for us PC players in general. Shaolin goes to B tier. Like, he has so much potential. You rarely see very, very good Shaolin players right now, but he still has that insane potential to just stop off tank, stop a flank, even just go shoot a point tank and do a lot of damage. Very, very strong champion indeed. Imani. So Imani is a champion that is strong in certain situations. She has her maps, but that's the thing. She needs to be on the correct map, and she kind of struggles against a lot of things, and her escape ability isn't that great. You kind of just get stuck and get killed. So D tier. The potential is there though on some map. For example, Ice Mines, when you get the safe ulti, her ulti is still very, very good. Strix. So Strix is the best sniper out of Kinessa and him, but he's like he doesn't really matter. I feel like it's D or C tier. On Frogal this patch, sure, he's good. You can pick him. Same with Kinessa, but she's so bad, and she's a lot worse than Strix. So E tier on her and C tier on Strix. Tiberius goes straight to D tier. Thing is, these two, they work on Ice Mines. They really do, right? Tiberius and Imani. But I don't think you pick Tiberius often on any other maps, and when you do, you probably have some DPS that does better. So Tiberius goes to D tier, completely fine, but could definitely be better. Octavia. Obviously, just thinking of controller Octavia, PC Octavia is a joke. B tier. Just good overall, very high damage, lots of ultis. The ulti isn't particularly good, but when it hits, you get a kill pretty much. So, you know, it's not that bad. And you also get that extra bonus from having her, like the ult charge or the cooldown reduction, or even the credits. It makes a big difference in a longer game, so. Or even at the start of the game, so. Very, very good. Very, very good champion. Dredge. You could be like, oh, Dredge is the same as these two. No, Dredge works on every single map. Dredge is broken, bro. Keep telling me. People keep telling me, oh, I should buff Dredge. No, you shouldn't buff Dredge. He does so much damage, and he has so much self-heal. That's what makes him, like, stand out from these. He actually, like, heals so much by standing next to his teleporter or throwing a harpoon or whatever. And it's just so annoying to kill. And he just teleports out. Absolutely hate him, man. Absolutely hate him. Betty. So Betty is also very, very strong. Like most blasters, on certain maps like Ice Mines, she's broken. But if you play her on Jaguar Falls, man, she's so good. She could be C tier though. I don't think she's as good as Dredge, but I've seen some people play her, and I just can't, man. She's so damn good. And yeah, she goes to B tier. So Drogus is also a very, very strong champion, in my opinion. I don't think he is as good as those two though. I think it's difficult. But Drogus on C tier, because he has some big counters like Andrew and stuff. And let me tell you, I'm gonna drag up Bounder afterwards and you'll see. Willow, he's D tier. Oh, she's D tier. I always forget. She's pretty decent still though on certain maps, and if she's free, like Drogos, she just does a lot. But I still think Drogos is better than her, so yeah, it's a fair judgment. This one, Kazumi, F tier, terrible. Don't pick her. Don't throw my rank games, thank you. I'll just put emoji in E tier. No reason to pick her right now. You could pick her on Jag Falls or Bright March, but ideally you just avoid her. She's not gonna make any impact in the game, so simply not worth it. I wouldn't go for it at least. Let's just drag in Andrew to A tier. Hot countering Drogos, just a very strong champion. You have this healing while hovering right now, so if you hold your spacebar and you heal 250 HP per second, basically doing as much as any healer. It's just broken, man. They need to change that really quickly. It's just way too good, way too much self-healing. But they nerfed like the new talent, or like the old new talent, so there's some potential there. That's why it's not S tier. Vatu is still S tier though. Vatu is just broken beyond, man. Like, good players on this champion. Like, I don't consider myself a good Vatu player, but I have good games with him. And when I have a good game with him, I just feel like it's an unfair champion because of the mobility, insane damage, and how broken the ultimate is, you know? Just very good. Evie, worse than these two, but C tier, pretty handily, and she's not bad. B tier, I mean, just a C. Let's bring in Meave, also B tier. She's just similar to Evie, and if you're good with her, you can get big value. So Lex got nerfed, right? Lex got nerfed, but Lex is still a really strong champion. I'm gonna put him to B tier. I feel like it's completely fair. I don't think he's a lot worse than, like, let's say Koga, who goes to A tier, and Talus on the same tier. But the nerf actually hit him kind of hard, from losing 10% extra damage towards your Discovery target. Because Discovery is the most played talent as well. Like, it's a big difference, man. Lex would otherwise be an A tier, and Talus would still be B tier. I feel like Lex and Koga are better than Talus on controller. But then again, I'm a PC player. I just know what what I'm playing against and what annoys me the most. So, Caspian to GM, boys. Caspian to GM. How good is he? How good is Caspian? He's gonna go to D tier, man. The Caspian to GM guy made me believe in this guy a little bit, but I would normally put him to E tier, but he's not bad. Like, seeing this guy play him, he's not bad. Maybe at higher elos, or like when you play against a good team like Sophie or something, he's gonna suck. But I don't even know, man. I think Caspian is fair on D. I would put him to F if I didn't know the other guy, for sure. Zin, C tier. C tier is kind of looking like a decent tier, honestly, isn't it? With Leon here, Cassie Ash, Zin, Drogos. Good champions, man. Really good champions. I just think these are better. Simple as that. Sin has lots of potential. And it's very good against controllers, because they don't stop shooting your Siphon, yeah, I mean, PC players do the same thing though, and I do the same thing. I'm just joking. But like, countering is actually quite strong, because a lot of hit scans, and if you play hit scan, it's very hard to stop shooting in time for the counter. You have to predict it pretty much. So yeah, Vora's gotten quite a few buffs now, but she's still not great. D tier, same with Caspian. Like, it's not bad. Last patch I would be like this or this, so just a little bit better, but you don't really see her very often. At least having good games. Sky. So Sky is a champion that's very good on controller. Like, not very good, but good. C tier. Worse than Lex and Talus, but you know, you can't really make a big difference. Like, when you're very good on her, and then you self heal and you have a decent game, sure, it works. But if there's a Tyre, if there's a Vivian, if there's any type of counter, when you get Illuminate, she gets a lot worse. Like, so she falls off. Still, like, C tier, as I said, decent tier in a way. Fuck. D tier, I'm sad. I want bulk up Buck to come back, but I mean, people want to play Bounce House. Bulk up was always my thing. But yeah, Raven Trick goes to D tier. 7. Tevin is very on and off for me. I've seen him do really good. I've seen him do really bad. But man, the mobility, the amount of annoyance he causes like in ranked. When I play Terminus and I play against this guy, bro, I can't catch up at all. But so from Terminus' point of view, this guy's a S tier, but he's realistically a B tier champion. Good on controller, good on PC. Overall, pretty decent. Let's see here. Omen. I'm not comfortable putting him anywhere. And same with this fake Octavia. I feel like he could be B tier, but I don't know really. Realistically, I don't know. Because I haven't played him enough. I played him like 10 games or something. He seems pretty strong, pretty fun. But I'm not really sure if he's, you know, if he's up there on the tier list. He could be down, he could be up. Yeah, that's the tier list. What do you guys think? I feel like this tier list, I'm like 80-90% sure that most of them are correct, but they can definitely change like one tier up and one tier down very easily. I'm more comfortable with like the tanks here. They're just the champions I play, boys. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you disagree with my tier list, just let me know, and I'll read all the comments. Okay. See you guys. Bye bye.